Spoiler alert, by the way, this video has spoilers. Spoilers. If you haven't seen the episode, spoilers. Well, hello everybody, my name is Nicholas, and this...
Hi, I'm Alexander.
And believe it or not, we're twins, so this is the twin review of Doctor Who, which is currently in its 10th season, and so Series 10 begins with an episode called The Pilot, which I thought was clever enough, because, you know, it's a pilot, and it's about the pilot, but it wasn't exactly original. Thinking back to 2004 in September when Lost aired with their first episode called The Pilot, which was about a pilot.
Oh, yeah.
But the last that we saw of the Doctor was actually back in 2015, and it ended the season, the ninth series, with an episode called Hellbent, which aired on December 5th of 2015, which is where the Doctor basically used some Time Lord technology to retrieve Clara from her death. And we learned from that episode that basically Clara, who is now dead, is actually not technically dead, but is flying around with me. Not me, but me, the girl. The girl.
Yeah, the girl. Yeah, the girl.
In a TARDIS that looks like a diner.
Well, technically with Clara. Sorry, just a side note. She's not either dead nor alive. She's paused.
Oh, right. She's not even breathing. There's no heartbeat.
She's breathing, but she has no heartbeat.
And then with the Christmas special in 2015, which was called Husbands of Riversong, we basically saw Riversong's story came full circle. So she's no longer here. She's no longer in the series. I would expect that we won't see her anymore. But they did spend their last date together, 24 years on Beryllium.
I appreciate how well they did that. And
Came together so beautifully.
Finally giving her that sonic screwdriver.
The sonic screwdriver!
That saves her.
Which I wonder if we'll find her later in the future, because technically, I mean, she's been saved, so maybe they'll find some way.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. But you know how people die and then come back. They die and they die and they die and they die and they come back and come back and come back and come back. It's like death has no, there is no snapping of fingers. What's the word? Consequence for death, because characters just are returned.
Well, you see, there's a certain time that they're needed until they're no longer needed. And I think Riversong is kind of one of those people. Like, they were needed.
She's no longer needed.
Well, for the story to continue. Now, like, the Master, he's always gonna come back.
We're really getting way off topic. This was supposed to be a quick intro of the episodes that occurred.
Sorry. Let's roll back to the main thing.
And then there was nothing on Doctor Who for an entire year until Return of Dr. Mysterio. I like how they called it Return of Dr. Mysterio. Like, that was the episode, Return of Dr. Mysterio. But it's like, Doctor Who is returning. I don't know why it was gone for a year, but I heard something, I think there was rumor,
Stephen Moffat?
Stephen Moffat, like, was not the writer for a while or something?
Yes, I think they're going through a transitioning of he's stepping down and someone else is stepping up for the writer.
But because of that, there was a great delay in Doctor Who continuing. So now we are here, back with Series 10, The Pilot. And we are giving a little bit of a review.
That's right.
For you.
And you,
and you, and you, and you, and you. So let's talk about how the episode kind of began. The entrance of Doctor Who, which was, by all means, absolute perfection. The girl walks into the office, and she's looking around, she's about to touch, was that the canister of every single sonic screwdriver?
Not every one, because I know there was not Matt Smith's Sonic.
But there was a lot of sonic screwdrivers.
Right,
there was like the whole history of them. And she's about to touch it. She gets it real close, and then suddenly, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, with the guitar, you know?
Yeah.
Which is very, very Capaldi, of course. And then he just peers over with the sunglasses. And I was just like, you know, all right, so already they're giving a perfect entrance to Doctor Who. So they're starting it off real quick, real awesome. But some of the interesting things that I found out about this episode, she mentioned to the Bill, which is an odd name, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, is Bill a female British name? Let us know in the comments below, because we're American and we don't know things, but...
Well, I know Rose was played by an actress named Billie Piper. So
true. Okay, maybe it's just a British thing.
Yeah, it might be just short for Billy or some other variation.
I mean, here in America, I don't think there's. I mean, Billy's primarily a masculine name, isn't it? Billy.
Usually, but I'm sure I've probably met, you know, one or two girls named Billy.
So maybe it's not so weird. Maybe I'm just weird. Maybe I just don't understand. But I found it interesting that they were talking about many people on the university have been saying that he'd been there for like 50 years.
Right.
So.
and I remember them saying that the office was open for 70.
So was he there for a span of 20 years, not lecturing? Just doing things?
I'm wondering if for the reason that he was there for quite possibly 50 years was one way to get people's attention, because he is attention seeker.
But he said at the end of the episode that he was hiding. He was in disguise.
Right, so who is he hiding from? I'm sure we'll find out in episodes to come on that topic.
But the lectures that he was giving, just the whole way that they had it developed. I mean, the production of the show, the production of the show, the cinematography was excellent. And I love the way that he was providing the lecture. He was talking about time, and he said, time and relative dimension in space. It means life. Very dramatic, very
Yes.
mysterioso.
Mysterio?
Mysterio.
I'm wondering if the way he did things was to try and see if he could catch anyone's attention, kind of like he caught Bill's attention. Like maybe trying to see if there was still those out there that were those certain unique ones that he chose as companions.
I'm not so certain about that because he made a promise later. He was talking about a promise, like he wasn't gonna take any more companions. That seemed to be the whole idea.
I feel like he does that almost every time he loses a major companion of, I'm not gonna do this again. I think he's done it at least twice before.
Yeah, he gets in this cycle of he needs someone. The doctor can't be alone, and then they get close to him, but the doctor lives a dangerous life, and so often at some point the companion's going to end up dead or move along or some other way, and it causes the doctor to have a lot of regret. He's like, I can't do this again, I can't do this again, I can't keep causing people pain. But he needs someone.
Yeah.
He needs
Because
someone.
Matt Smith was up in the cloud. You know,
That's right.
every time.
That was another Christmas special, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Cool.
And Clara got curious and found him.
Yeah.
And then Capaldi doing the same thing.
He loves the curious. That was the thing he said. But I like how this girl, Bill, she's a little different than everyone. Like, she thinks differently about things. She's kind of open-minded a little more, or kind of, she thinks outside of the box. That's what it is. Like, when the doctor was telling her, like, most people, when they learn something they don't understand, they frown, but you smile. Then he smiled. So later in the episode, we end up meeting this girl named Heather, who had this eye thing, which was
Eye defect.
Eye defect. It looked like a star, but it's a defect.
But it's a cool defect.
It is a cool defect, and this girl ends up finding a puddle, which the first time I watched the episode, because I watched the episode twice actually, but the first time I watched it and Bill was looking into the puddle trying to see what was different, I don't think either of us could see the difference. We were like, what's wrong? I don't see anything in the puddle.
Yeah, I rewatched it as well, and I could not see anything different in anything.
He didn't see it the second time?
No.
Second time I knew what I was looking for, and I saw Bill's hair. There's kind of it's not perfectly round. Her fro's kind of got a divot on the one side. I don't remember if it was left or right, but you could see it was like on the right side from the back of her head, and then on the left side in the puddle or something like that. It was one of those ways.
No, the point of the puddle was that I guess you say, it symmetried the picture or the reflection.
No, it didn't symmetry it. That's what they found out about the puddle. When you looked in the puddle, most people's faces were symmetrical. Heather could see what was wrong because when you look in a reflection, you're seeing a mirrored image of yourself. You're not seeing yourself, that's what the doctor was saying. You're not seeing yourself the way, like when you look at someone, when you look someone in the face. The way that I see your face isn't how you see your face when you look in the mirror, because it's reflected. I'm seeing your face the right way around. That's what they're saying. So when they looked in the mirror, they didn't see a reflection. It was like looking at themselves from a secondary perspective, another perspective. And that's why her badge was on the wrong side, because it wasn't a reflection.
Oh, I thought she was saying that it wasn't there at all.
No. Her badge, it wasn't making it symmetrical. It was actually imitating. So it wasn't a reflection. It was exactly like she was looking at herself, a copy of herself. That's what they were seeing, and that's why Heather could see it, because of her eye defect. Which I'm really hoping that Heather isn't actually gone or dead, because she just, especially, she's so iconic. The eye defect, the star thing, like that's going to be an iconic image. I've got a strong feeling that this image is going to be coming back in the series, and that this is going to be probably as primary of a character, possibly more secondary, but maybe as primary as me.
Well, and one thing that I kind of picked up that I'm curious is I wonder if Bill Potts is supposed to be either bisexual or homosexual, just from certain things I picked up rewatching it.
Well, I mean, obviously she's not necessarily your classic straight person. because she said that she fancied the girl and she had a crush on them. So I mean, I think there was a note about that earlier in the episode. I think she hinted at that because is that her roommate or mother that she lives with? I don't know who that was.
That was her roommate.
Her roommate said about, keep an eye out on the guys, and she said something kind of under her breath about, I'm not, guys aren't who I'm keeping my eyes out for. I think that's what she said.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I think so. Let me know let us know down below if you caught that or picked up on that. And I want to know too, did you see what was wrong in the puddle when you saw it the first time? If you only saw it once or more than once, did you see what was wrong with the puddle? Did you pick it up on it? Did you? No? But another thing I found interesting about the puddle, the first time it said pilot selected, engaging, or something like that. And that's what it said about Heather, pilot selected. But then Bill was looking in the puddle and it said passenger selected. Did you pick up on that?
Yeah.
Different. So it's like it needed two, a pilot and a passenger. Like it needed both. It had to have both. So maybe this puddle's gonna keep looking around for a passenger?
And I don't think we're gonna really see the puddle thing later on. I think that whole concept was more just getting a feel for how Bill was on traveling with the doctor especially. And I don't think we'll see Heather later on as well.
You don't?
I don't think so.
Let us know also in the comments below. Do you think we'll see Heather? Will Heather return? Or was she just a character for the first episode? I still think that we'll see her again. I don't think we will. I think we'll see her again. You whispered to. Other comments, things about the episode you thought were interesting?
The vault. They keep coming back to it, but we never really figure out what.
That's true. So there is a vault. Doctor's been there for 50 years. He's got a vault. Something's behind the vault. So that's a primary location. That's a very important, the university has a vault which we're going to be coming back to. And now he's got this permanent location at the university.
I was thinking that one of the reasons why they're bringing class in was to kind of tell where the doctor's been for the whole year that we hadn't seen him. That maybe, this is time he spent with just traveling around, or not traveling, but helping out people on Earth. I haven't watched all of the first episode of Class yet. I kind of fell asleep trying to watch it the one time. It was late.
Great show, just tired. Just happens.
Just tired. I'm interested to see what all Class has to bring us.
The doctor is in.
And he's got class.
So as far as Doctor Who episodes go, I thought it was a phenomenal pilot. I thought it was a great first episode of the series, and especially the creep factor, the whole creep factor. I mean, what is Doctor Who all about? It's about monsters, it's about creepy things, it's about things that just make you go, ooh, right? What does it make you do?
I find the creatures fascinating. I don't know if I find them creepy. Maybe a little scary, but not really creepy.
But after Heather was killed or consumed by the magical puddle, the smart puddle, pilot gas.
Smart engine oil.
Thank you.
Smart, super intelligent space oil is what it was called.
It consumed Heather, and Heather then became, it's so creepy when Bill first saw Heather outside the university in the grass, and she was there just standing in the grass next to that tree. Perfect image, rule of thirds. Absolutely great cinematography there. But it was the most horribly, beautifully creepy thing ever. And the way when they started walking towards, Bill was walking and Heather was just gliding across the grass.
Yes, that was kind of...
Makes my skin crawl.
I mean, he gets creeped out a little easier than I do. But one thing I found kind of interesting was that in some of the scenes when Heather was shown being wet, I actually thought her kind of pretty.
Pretty. She's pretty when she's covered in water. Not only was it creepy, but it also had the beautiful part, because Doctor Who is so full of emotions. The part where she was saying about, her that quote that her mother said. I don't remember what the quote was at this moment, but just saying about the quote.
The quote. It's, you can tell how some people travel because you can smell the wind in their clothes.
I'm so glad you remembered that. I'm so glad.
Like just for watching it.
Oh. And the doctor was like, who said that? Oh, my mother. When did she say that? I mean, she didn't, because she was dead. She is dead. It's just...
That's what she said in my mind.
She said in my mind. I was like, Bill, I feel for you. I feel like,
And it's so cool that Bill was saying, I don't have any pictures of her. And then the next day, she has pictures of her.
And I was like, I knew exactly. When I saw the box of pictures, I was like, the doctor. He went, he traveled. He went and got her pictures.
It's great having a time traveling photographer.
But my absolute favorite part in the episode, because it was just the funniest thing ever, and they had some great funny moments. It was just humorous the way that they developed it. But when she's talking about the puddle, when she, being Bill, is talking about the puddle the first time, and she's looking out the university window, and you see the doctor sitting there at his desk, and it zooms in on her, she's talking about the puddle, and then suddenly she's looking out the window, and there's the doctor running across them. What?
The chair is spinning.
Oh yeah, it was with the spinning chair. I mean, that's comical. That's comedy.
I think out of the two, I guess, companions now, we have two companions. I think Nardole is still kind of the funnier.
Nardole is brilliant.
Yes.
I mean, we're still seeing. Obviously, this is the first episode Bill has been in, so her character's going to develop. But Nardole is just he's like the absolute comic relief. Human alert. Do you want me to repel her? Oh no, she's just using the toilet. Oh yeah, I'd wait a bit before you go in. Give it a minute.
Yeah. How you like, Nardole, can you do this? Can I say no? No. Yes then. No really.
No really, but yes then.
So I love Nardole's style.
Just his whole attitude, and everything.
I do think we'll come to appreciate Bill. I'm sure she has a lot to bring to the table in the TARDIS.
And then every companion, there's got to be that big scene about it's bigger on the inside. I loved on a production point too when that happened. The way that they were using the music and the doctor's going off in this big ranty monologue and it's all dramatic and there's beautiful music playing in the background. And he's like, it's a spaceship, like a kitchen, like a really posh kitchen. And the music just cuts out like, you're not getting it. This is a marvelous piece of technology. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's big. It's wonderful. Music cuts out. Can I use the toilet?
It's just like all of that massive and flashy stuff is just over her head.
She's thinking about other different things, and she just can't be bothered to notice that it's like she's so sure that this is a logical thing. There's no way it could be science fiction. But
because at first she said, "This is a knock-through."
Is it a knock-through?
I never heard the term.
We didn't know what a knock-through was. We had to Google what knock-through was. Maybe that's a British term.
I don't know.
Actually, go. What is a knock-through?
A knock-through is basically a room that is on the other side of. It's a invisible room, basically. Where, like, if I put a door in the wall, you just think, oh, it's a door in the wall. Like, might be, it's supposed to be a closet, but you go inside and it's a room. That's basically what a knock-through is without actually going for the definition.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
So and that's why she thought it was a knock-through, because it was in university.
Yeah.
But then when they traveled, she's like, oh, it's still there. It's not just knock-through. It's bigger on the inside. Oh my god!
And then when he's talking, it's Nardole, right? That's how Nardole, and the doctor are at the vault, and she's walking around the box and like, oh, it's moved, it's still here. And, doctor, it's bigger on the inside. And Nardole goes, hey, we got there. And then the music that plays in the background again, like, ta-da! Doctor, this is taking longer than it usually does.
Oh yeah.
But how Bill thinks outwardly a different perspective. When they were in Australia, they were in the bathroom, and she's like, okay, she's freaking out. She's got to know the biggest thing on her mind. She's freaking out. One of her friends has died. She's being chased around by this reflection water monster. And the only question on her mind is, okay, a personal question. Can I ask you a personal question, Doctor?
No.
Can I ask you anyway?
Yes.
Why, if you are from another planet,
no.
I know the question was, are you from outer space? It led to her saying that doesn't make sense, because if you're from outer space, why would you name your TARDIS something in English? And he's like, most people don't bring that up. That's an excellent point. Why do so many people speak in English? Out of the great vast worlds that exist in the universe, why is so many aliens speaking in English?
It's for the show.
I know. It's because the show's English.
Another way that you could explain that is, even it was spelled,
the Earth is the center of the universe. That's why English is so common ground in the universe.
No, what I was going to say is, even if it was spelled in Gallifreyan, it was so translated because of a certain circuit that the TARDIS has, that it just it translates everything. Because in one episode they went to a planet that there was writing on this giant wall that no one could read. It was the oldest language in the universe.
Yeah.
And he went back and to translate it, and it was, hello, sweetie.
Good old river song.
That's right.
Just the humorous bit. I like the humorous bit when they're on another planet. And so much character of the Doctor. When she's like, is this another atmosphere? What's it made of? Lemon drops. Is it really? No, but wouldn't that be nice? And then Nordal was with a great... You're kind of
Nardole.
Nardole. What did I say? Norwal?
You close, but you said Nordal.
Nardole.
His name is Nardole. Nardole.
Who delivered the, another classic one-liner. It's just like, you're kind of silly sometimes. Not really a one-liner, but... Doctor. And that excellent quote he had about the hunger versus evil. And she's like, why is this thing evil? And it's like, most things aren't evil, they're just hungry. Everything's hungry. Hungry looks evil on the wrong end of the cutlery. Do you think your bacon sandwich loves you back? Very, very good point. Excellent point. In conclusion, the episode was... I don't know. I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal. Do you think it was better than seasons past? Or do you think it's really hard to compare?
I wouldn't really compare. I think they each have their own really good quality for the fact that each companion's origin story is different because they're all different themselves.
I really do like how we're coming back to, with this new companionship, we're coming back to the old camaraderie companionship like we had with I can't think of his name before Matt Smith.
David
Tennant, that Doctor. What's her name?
Rose?
No!
Donna Noble?
Yes! Donna Noble has been saved. No more of this romantic stuff, like with Clara, who was like, I'm not your doctor anymore. I'm not your young, attractive looking doctor or whatever.
Well, and the same with Rose.
Same with Rose, yeah. A little bit about Nardole. His entrance in the episode, he walks in, he's making all these movements like a robot, and there's that point where it's like a nut came loose or something, or a bolt came out, a piece of metal drops to the floor, and he just kind of rolls it onto the floor. I thought there was going to be more to that,
but then I remembered with the Husbands of River song, he gets his head cut off. And later on, he says, what about Nardole? Oh, we got him a new body.
Yeah, he said, no, the Doctor, I think, in the next episode, in the next Christmas special, the superhero one, said that's something about that's why I reassembled you.
Oh.
He reassembled Nardole.
Oh, so his entire body too?
Yeah, I think that's why at the very beginning, and I don't know why they didn't keep up with it. Maybe he's. I mean,
Does that mean that Nardole's an android?
Or no, I think it's a cyborg. Because do androids use the bathroom?
Well, I think androids and cyborgs are kind of the same thing.
Android is all robot. Cyborg is part robot, part humanoid.
Okay.
Why would an android say, I don't go in the bathroom, I'd give it a minute? Do androids poop?
Maybe they poop
nuts
oil
and
yeah, nuts and bolts. I don't know. If you know, post in the comments down below. Educate us.
Educate. I really enjoyed how the Doctor brought it back there, and then she's like, "Run before I change my mind and ruin your memories and take them away or whatever." And she goes outside, and the Doctor's sitting there. It's classic Doctor. Snaps his fingers, doors open. What changed your mind? Time and relative dimension in space. It means what the hell.
Even though TARDIS means life, it also means what the hell.
Life means what the hell.
Well, yeah, because you can't live life by just staying in one spot. You gotta do what the hell. Let's do it.
Take chances. Make risks.
Die a few times if you have to. Then come back.
So this season begins with leaving us with some questions. Like, what is in the vault? What is so important that we need to find out? What is he protecting? What is the Doctor researching? Because he said that he was researching.
Yes.
Another question, what promises does he have? Because he was saying, I can't keep doing this. I have promises that I've made. And most importantly, Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Doctor Who.